مرحبا وأهلا وسهلا فيكم. Welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be talking about the comparative and the superlative. However, I'm going to break this into a number of parts. Hopefully, it will be easy for you to understand and follow. The first section, we will look at the adjectives. First, let's read these adjectives. كبير, جديد, قديم, عريض, كبير, صغير, جميل, سعيد. What do we notice in all these adjectives? If we look closely to all these adjectives, there's something common between all of them, which is the letter before the last. In all these adjectives, the letter ya is the letter before the last. It's the common letter among all these adjectives, meaning they all come under one form. Let me read them for you. كبير, جديد, قديم, عريض, طويل, صغير, جميل, سعيد. Let's take this into steps. All these adjectives that come under a form, that form or pattern is called fa'il. Fa'il does not mean anything, but we use patterns in Arabic in order to help students how to conjugate adjectives or conjugate derivatives. So again, fa'il, it's a form. It does not mean anything. And the form fa'il represents every single adjective here. So the F stands for the ja, and the Ain stands for the dal, and the E again stands for the E or ya, and the L here stands for the dal. So this is the adjective, and that's the form. Let me remind you again, this is the adjective, and it can be any of these adjectives, and this is the form. So in Arabic we say, if you want to make a comparative out of this form, all you need to do is delete the E from the middle, which you see here. The E has been deleted. And what else? We've added an extra alif at the beginning plus min to the end of it, which means than. So then the comparative form is af'al min. Af'al min. The standard adjective form is fa'il. And if you want to change fa'il, which is a standard adjective, to the comparative, you need to do the following. You have to add an alif to the beginning of the form and delete the E or the ya, plus adding min, which means than. Then we need to add the same changes. We've added them here to the form, to the adjective when we change it to the comparative form, and it is, here we go. So first of all, we take it to steps. We add an alif to the beginning, bring the first consonant, bring the second consonant, but the letter before the last, which is the ya, we have deleted it, plus we've added min, which means than. So jadid becomes ajdad. Jadid becomes ajdad, and the same procedure or steps will apply to every single adjective that you see here on your right hand side. Let me remind you again, fa'il is the basic form adjective. If you want to conjugate the comparative out of fa'il, all you need to do is just to add an alif to the beginning of any adjective that has the ya as a letter before the last or as a third letter in the adjective. Then delete the ya, and then finally add min. You ended up with ajdad min. A little reminder again, min means than. Now let's have a look at these adjectives back again. كبير, لطيف, قديم, عريض, طويل, صغير, جميل, سعيد. Before, I would like to give you the opportunity to conjugate the comparative out of all these adjectives. Pause the video, give it a try, then play the video. Great, I assume you give it a try. Let's have a look at them. كبير becomes أكبر من. لطيف ألطف من. قديم أقدم من. عريض أعرض من. طويل أطول من. صغير أصغر من. جميل أجمل من. سعيد أسعد من. One last thing to remind you is the comparative form is always the first one is vowel, the second one is consonant, the third one is vowel, the fourth one is consonant. So it's always a consonant, a consonant, just to bear that in mind. Now I'll read you a number of examples. دمشق أقدم من London. دمشق أقدم من London, which means Damascus is older or more ancient than London. الريف أرخص من المدينة. الريف أرخص من المدينة. The countryside is cheaper than the city. هلسنكي أبعد من برلين. هلسنكي أبعد من Berlin, meaning Helsinki is further than Berlin. هي الشجرة أطول من هديك. هي الشجرة أطول من هديك. This tree is taller than that. As well, I would like to remind you that there is no gender here. So you could compare between masculine, feminine, or feminine, masculine, or anything else, but the comparative form stays the same, so it does not get affected by feminine or masculine. Before I end this tutorial, I'd like you then to experiment with the remaining adjectives, which I've changed them to the comparative. Try to make some examples and leave them in the comment section below, and I'll give you some feedback on that. And with that, I'll end today's tutorial. Thank you all very much. Hope you found it helpful. Till next time, stay safe. Ma salame.